In general, I'm really pleased with this bike and the purchase of this bike, the CB500X. It really is. It's a great all-round bike, and not surprisingly so, a company here in the UK called Preload. They've actually produced a suspension modification for this bike, and there's 3 different systems you can get. You can get a stage 1 system, you get a stage 2 and a stage 3. Now the stage 3 is the full-on modification, which basically has a new modified replacement shock, fork springs and internals, and adjustable damping, I think it is, on the forks, or rebound, it might be, can't remember, one or the other. And it also comes with a set of spoked wheels. Putting that kit on, cost wise for the parts, is over £2,000. I think it comes in about that. But it puts another 2 inches onto the seat height of this bike, and for me, a short rider, that's no use whatsoever. But the reports I've heard and saw on YouTube, Juan Brown, who's over in the US, has got nothing but praise for the system. The one I'm interested in would be the stage 1 kit, which basically just does the fork upgrade and the main shock upgrade, and it comes in around about, parts wise anyway, I think it's including the VAT, it's about £800. So I've been considering it. It's a lot of money to chuck at suspension. It would make the bike, it would be the same as the stage 3 suspension, that you can go off-road with it. But in this country, there's not much in the way of opportunity for doing off-road with this kind of size of bike. So I'm not too sure whether I would benefit from it or not. I mean, I know certainly, you know, along some of these uneven roads and potholed roads and bumpy roads, that's the one thing that this bike, like, there we go, look, up, down, bump, bump, bump. That's the one thing that lets this bike down, is its suspension. If Honda had put a decent suspension on this bike, it would be an absolute winner. It is a good bike, but that is one of the downfalls, is its suspension. So I'm still swirling as to whether to go ahead and get the suspension mod or not, Preload. In Ireland, I think if I was riding this bike every day over there, now the roads around about where we live are, well, they're just, you'll have seen it from the footage and the videos, they're up, down and every way. So in a place like that, I think the suspension would be worth the investment. But I'm not convinced actually that I would love ideally to try a bike, the CB500X, that's already fitted out and kitted out with the stage 1 suspension, and like for like just ride mines down the exact same road and see whether the difference is for me, whether I would shell out that extra money to get that upgraded suspension. But what it does say is that Preload are confident in that Honda CB500X, confident enough to design their products around about it. So it can all be a good thing. Time will tell whether I decide to go with a suspension mod or not. Maybe the money could be spent elsewhere. I do intend to keep this bike, that's one thing I have decided, so maybe if I'm going to keep it, then it's not really such a big outlay to spend 800 odd quid on upgrading the suspension. I just wish it was done by Honda in the first place, and if it was 800 quid added on to the price of the bike, I'd have probably still got the bike. So what do you think? Would you spend the money on upgrading the suspension on your bike? Would you just stick with it? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts.